Okay, and hopefully that goes live. All right, great, y'all. Here we go. So another live stream for y'all today. I'm just gonna wait about 3 minutes for some people to hopefully jump in today. We are starting on time at 5 o'clock. Sorry if I hiccup a few times. I just got done eating some Rudy's. Shout out to the man. But I am I think if I lean in this chair far enough, it's gonna just break. I got a lot of brisket in me right now. And what I would rate, if you had to ask me, what would you rate your top favorite barbecue spots right now around Dallas? I would say, I don't really have a bunch, really. I don't really go out too far towards, there's stuff out in Fort Worth, but I don't really go that far out just for barbecue. But right now, Rudy's, it's not my number one, but lately it's been my number one. I don't know, I keep going back to Rudy's. It's just convenient, but I do like Terry Black's in Hutchins. Spring Creek Barbecue, they've got like good rolls, but I'm not really the biggest fan of Spring Creek Barbecue. But also I know some people aren't huge fans of Rudy's, but I do like Rudy's. We got one person in here. Hi Daniel, good evening. Hey, good evening to you. How's it going? Gonna be starting the live stream, talking about some stuff in the next minute or so. Just waiting for some more people to jump in. Hopefully some people jump in today. That'll be good. But yeah, that's where my barbecue stands right now. So I don't know. I've been going to Rudy's. It's dangerous. You know what I stopped getting? I stopped getting the Buc-ee's brisket sandwiches because they're not doing it for me. I don't know what happened. I'm a vegetarian, so no comment. Yep, you're probably not gonna, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't know. Buc-ee's barbecue, it's not it. I don't know, I remember like 4 years ago it was it. I was like, yeah, Buc-ee's. Even like 2 years ago, I don't know. It just got worse and worse. I don't know what happened. What happened? I do the fajita tacos now. I don't know. Okay. Also, Rudy's, I have the Rudy's sweet tea. I think I would like Rudy's better if the sweet tea was just a little, like if you just took Chicken Express sweet tea and you put it in a Rudy's would be packed in all the time and sold out of all their food if they did that. That's just the one key thing. Okay, here we go. How is 60s Tradition Homes Lakewood at Brook Hollow? All right, so that's where our first question is going to start. I'm actually going to really start the video off my comment section from YouTube. I think I had some things come in. If not, I'll get into that one. But let me just write this down in case the comment goes away. So 60s Tradition Homes Lakewood at Brook Hollow. All right, so before we get into that, let me just look over some of my details here. I will be getting to that here in 1 sec. I just want to make sure I didn't get any comments that were left about anything in particular that I could answer for people. I had one person say, JMy6QJ said, what's the reason for the high HOA? And they are talking about light farms. And my response back to that, and to you guys, if you have that question, is just, it's actually not, I don't think it's the most expensive HOA, but it's going to be one of the most expensive HOAs around there. It's because of just the amount of amenities, the amount of things that have to be cleaned up in the community. There's a lot of stuff going on in that community, so I'm actually surprised it's not a little bit higher, but yeah, it is going to have one of the highest HOAs around that area. Someone said, another good video. No, that's not the question. Another good video. Oh, this was interesting. So someone said on my Collin County landfill video where I do a driving tour over all like the landfills, someone left a comment, said it's not the landfill, It's the feedlot that stinks. The feedlot is covered in manure, which I'm not sure about that because I've driven like into the landfill to like dump stuff off at the landfill, and I can almost assure you it was the landfill at that time. But this person seems to think that it's not the landfill, it's the feedlot that stinks. The feedlot is covered in manure, which that's great. So not only is there a landfill there, but there's also a feedlot with manure all over it. So a lot of smells coming off of 121 over there in Melissa, Texas. I don't know how much of a problem it is. If anyone's watching this right now and you live over in that area, I don't live in that area. I go out to that area and open doors for houses and do some showings and look at neighborhoods and shoot videos, but I'm not living in the thick of it every single day. So if you're watching this video by chance or you live out in the Melissa area, leave a comment down below on what your kind of deal is with the landfill or if you notice it. Someone said, wow, 1 million plus doesn't get you much up in Frisco. I'm building a similar home finish out in Fort Worth for less than half the price. I initially thought I was overpaying, but after watching your video, I feel really good about what I'm doing. There's just certain parts of Fort Worth you have to be careful with. I think also, I mean, I think Dallas is going to have crime. Fort Worth's going to have crime. There's, of course, good areas, bad areas. But it's going to be more of like, I'm guessing this person didn't really care about school districts and why they went to Fort Worth. Unless they're going up to North Fort Worth, which is Argyle, which those home prices are about the same with what's going on in Salina and not quite Frisco, but some of those areas. Are kind of close, especially with some of these houses being with muds or PIDs. Miss Ponderlet says, hi, Daniel. How are you? I'm doing great. No complaints here. I'm a little full right now from Rudy's, but we're getting through it. I was at a friend's place in Melissa Wilson Creek night when we were walking. We used to get the smell. It smelled like cow dung. But it is only when the wind is blowing southwest. That is interesting. Okay. So it's got to be multiple things going on over there, right? It's got to be multiple things because I've been in the landfill and it smelled bad. It didn't smell like manure. It smelled just like, I don't know, dirty sweat. All right, I'm reading through the rest of these. Okay, that's about it. But that's a great comment. Thank you for leaving that. I didn't even realize there was a. I mean, I've seen a feedlot thing out there, but I didn't know there was a. I don't know how they run it, where they put manure over everything and whatever, right? I don't know about that. I know that there are some HOAs that will put something in the HOA where if there is like some type of like facility or like egg farm, the HOA will have something within their bylaws that kind of talks about, you know, we know that it will smell around here. When you get those HOA documents, when you move in, there should be something. I feel like if something around the area will lead to a smell, the HOA kind of gets in front of it and just makes you, it just basically discloses to you about what's around the area if it is something that's going to like smell. Because the last thing they want to deal with is people not realizing what's around there. But yeah, sometimes the HOAs will have that within their bylaws. Okay, Jonathan says, what you think about Beezer Homes, Blackburn Model, Wood Creek, Fate, Texas. Okay, so now we're jumping into questions. So we'll start with 60 Tradition Homes, and then we will jump to Jonathan's question. So let's go to the Google map. Let me show you where this is. Lakewood at Brook Hollow. And this neighborhood is also going to go into Walnut Grove, which is going to provide a lot of value for this neighborhood. Walnut Grove High School is literally next door, like it's attached with the community basically. There's some new construction on this north side. That's kind of where everything's going in. This community is about done. For this north side, excuse me, it's about filled out up here. However, they are bringing in a smaller 40-foot lot section over here. It might be bringing in 50s too, but there are 40s. Landon Homes is over here, and it looks like they're going to build a future Prosper school right there. So it's going to have a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, so the middle school new elementary school, and then you have the high school all right there. So this neighborhood is gonna, you're gonna have really good value with this area in there. All right, let's go to Tradition Homes. I'm gonna spell this all wrong. Ah, no, hollow. Ah, I can't type. Ah, I got all this barbecue in me. Ah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I gotta answer something. Okay. Emails coming in hot. Lakewood at Brook Hollow, 60s. Let's see, price range. You're starting at $982. So Prosper ISD. I mean, this is just to show you kind of the difference in prices right now. Let me go to communities. Let me open up Parks at Wilson Creek, because Parks at Wilson Creek are also in 60s. Now these homes are starting at $791. Okay, and these homes are starting at $974. All right, and this is where it starts getting into like what's more important to you and how you spend your dollar. Personally, for me, okay, I think Parks at Wilson Creek has more value right now. I think you're gonna see the same thing happen with the value that came out of like Mustang Lakes and Lakewood at Brook Hollow, and like the reason why those homes are priced like they are. I think you're gonna see that happen later on with Salina and the Parks at Wilson Creek. It's the same developer as Mustang Lakes and Cambridge Crossing. So, if you're looking between, I know I see another one from Henry saying Mosaic or Parks at Wilson Creek. I would personally go for the Parks at Wilson Creek, but you might have a kid that's older in high school or something and wanting to get them into Prosper ISD. Like usually my young families with young kids or no kids are okay with Salina ISD, because also newer is better in some aspects when it comes to the rating. So I'm sure Salina will get better as you see these new schools get developed. But there will be an on-site elementary school at the Parks at Wilson Creek, as well as a 100-acre park. So there's gonna be quite a few things over there. I really think Parks at Wilson Creek is good. But if I'm just looking at Tradition Homes, I think are they done with their available homes right now? I know they had. Oh yeah, it looks like all their quick move-ins are. I know they had some quick movement, or like one quick move-in available. But Tradition is my favorite builder. I actually did a video tour over a Tradition home today. I did quite a few things today, actually. I also had a Miss Ponderlet says, bought Tradition home at Parks at Wilson Creek. The experience working with them has been great so far. They are more expensive than other builders, though. Not sure why. Well, they are going to have a little bit more options and things within certain spaces. So, like, the big difference I can tell in a Tradition home when I walk through it is that some areas are a lot more open, like the hallways, like especially on a one-story. I find a Tradition home, the hallways leading from the front door to the back area where the dining room and or breakfast nook, kitchen area are just more wide. And then I also find they have a lot better setups and walkthroughs on their floor plans. I also like the size of their closets. They do have a lot of closets where they have multiple off-season racks. And they just use space pretty good within the house. Like at the end of the day, is Tradition Homes probably using the same contractor as another builder in that area? Sure. But I also feel like so far from what I've seen, and Miss Ponderlit, I don't know where you're at with your build process or if you're actually moved in yet, but I had one family already move in there. They've been fine, loving it with the Tradition home, but it was a quick move in. The other two families, one of them actually had their pre-drywall walkthrough today. So, and that went smooth, no problems there. And then the other person I had moving in on middle of July, they'll be moving in. Bought a ranch style house on Lafayette. Oh, sweet. So you'll be around. I got 3 other families on Lafayette right now. So maybe you're going to be next door to one of my What's the address? I guess you don't have to say your address. We're on YouTube. You can, I know where Lafayette is. Closing in a couple of months, done with pre-drywall. Nice. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, she said, is Andrew your builder? Who's your, or is it Michael? All right, or Jonathan, I'm gonna get to your question here about Andrew. Yeah, Andrew's great. Andrew's been great. So, yeah, he's awesome. I've done now 3 builds with him, so he's been great to work with. Okay, let me hop over to this. Jonathan did have that question about Beezer Homes. So, I mean, hold on. Did I answer this, Sam? Samrita? Samriti? I'm sorry if I'm just, call you Sam. Did I answer Tradition Homes on Mockingbird Lane? Was there a more specific question you wanted about Tradition Homes on Mockingbird? Like, did you want that actual site? Let's see the site map. Mockingbird Lane here. Not fully. Okay, let me look at, I think you were talking about the lots. So you're looking on Mockingbird Lane at these models here. So you could go with an oversized corner lot. How is 5042 and 5071 plan? I think the 5071 plan is the best plan laid out. I have, the thing with this 5042, and I've had families close on both of these houses. The one thing about this one, let me see if I can remember what I don't like. Come on. It needs to load the, hold on, it's loading the floor plan. Come on. Okay, wow. Okay, so what did I not like? I think I liked, yeah, 5042. No, this one's good too. Maybe it was in a different plan. Yeah, I see 30 to 90, I mean 95K, I'm guessing it's an oversized corner or straight on north facing, but 95, like, yeah, for sure. I've seen that much for a lot premium. Now, I usually negotiate with my buyers on that lot premium, so that's kind of where I would start, because they'll sometimes come off like 10 to 20K, but it also depends on if it's an inventory house, because you might have an inventory home and they might be like, oh, it's $900,000, and then here's the breakdown, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, that you can see the lot premium is $20,000 and be like, okay, can you come off a little bit off that lot premium, which will bring down the total price of the home. But you can also do a build from scratch where I've seen them take off $5,000 to $10,000 as well. But yeah, 30 to 95K, that sounds about right. That's why I'm over here like, go for a south-facing lot. I mean, I had people come in and they ask me like, hey, do buyers later on when I go resell this, do they really care what home which way the home is facing? And I feel like yes and no to some circumstances, of course, but like I think in all reality it comes down to like, what's the layout of the inside of the house? How big is the backyard? So like there is some value in some of the, like I had one family over at the parks at Wilson Creek and they had a south facing house and it had a $35,000 lot premium because it had it was a corner lot with an oversized backyard. But that was up in Salina, so a little bit different on the market around there compared to that of Prosper. But yeah, I think I like the 5071 plan. I think it's gonna be one of my favorites. But that 5042 plan I think is fine as well. Yeah, and here it is, casual. Yeah, it just has those curved staircases. So I think you get a little bit more of an open feel within the 5071. If I'm remembering correctly when I was walking through there. Here, no green backing or belt. Just for facing. Sorry, I fit in the model home price Wilson Creek if you want to check it out. Yeah, go check. Yeah, for sure. Go check out the 5071 plan. That's the plan that's the most popular. That's also been seeing the biggest price increases month to month. So I will see lot premiums on houses that are next to a trail, across the street from the amenity center, up along a green belt, no neighbors on the backside. I mean, you'll have premiums with that. I mean, the most expensive premium I've heard about is $100K. And that was a lot that was like a 60-foot, had no backyard, no neighbor on the backside, within a cul-de-sac, which you are going to get a little bit more value in the eyes of an appraiser when it comes to a cul-de-sac. So, all right, Jonathan, I haven't forgotten about you. He wanted Beezer Blackburn model. I think I've talked about this before in one of my other videos. Let's see, Blackburn. No, that's not what I want to do. Let me do Wood Creek. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this is offering. What is going on? Permanently closed. Well, that's awkward. Are they not selling anymore in that neighborhood? They're probably done. Are they still selling in that neighborhood, Jonathan? Oh yeah, premium for pond facing at Mustang Lakes was $200K. Yeah, so some of those, yeah. Okay, that one takes the cake. I haven't heard a $200K one, but I've heard like 65 to 100 is. I mean, I had one family pay 65 for a 86-foot corner lot facing out towards the west. If anyone else is just in here, just join. Leave a comment down below on what areas you guys have questions about. If you're coming back to this video after it's been uploaded, definitely leave a comment down below and a question, and I'll get back to it on the next one. Okay, I'm closing soon. They have a new phase, but not yet posted. But I still come across south-facing 0 lot premiums in Salina. So I'm not sure. But if you're going for north or east-facing, yeah, I mean, you're gonna... I think the new lot is close to Avondale. Yeah, it's like along that street, right? Like it's like over here, right? Right? No, these are Perry homes. No, that's Avondale. Is it over? I think it's they're building over on like this section right here. Is this the section they're building in? Somewhere around there, right? Because that's also Wood Creek. Because D.R. Horton is up here as well. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, they had last time I was over there, they were laying stuff out. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The sweet tea is everywhere. Oh no! Oh no! I literally. Oh no! Oh no! Do we clean that up now or do we just wait? Oh no! This is not good. I literally just lost all my sweet tea. Okay. Okay. That's not good. That's not good. Cheers. And that's the last of that. Man, this freaking thing fell on the... I can't believe that. I literally put the sweet tea in this spot where I was like, no matter what, if I knock this table over, if I do anything, nothing will happen. And yet the picture frame fell down and then it fell back and rebounded into the cup, and now it is. There are bodies all over the floor. All right, we're gonna get past that. Okay. He wanted to look at the Blackburn model. Let's see the Blackburn model. Oh, so you already bought this house. You already closing on a house? That is cool. That is cool. Okay, let's see the Blackburn model. Come on. I don't know if this is gonna load. Sorry for that. This is my own doing. Okay, here's the Blackburn model, yes? Okay, here we go. Hopefully this is the one that you're talking about, because I think this is a different community, but I'm sure they're building the Same exact thing. Okay. Great room. Breakfast. Oh yeah, this area. I hate this area. This like weird breakfast nook area. I hate that, but I think the rest of it is fine. With the third car. Oh, so you did third car. Okay, so you did that. Oh, it does the bump out there. See, I wish they would do it in front. It's just not as aesthetically pleasing in those neighborhoods that have the, like, half of your house looks like a garage. That's how this one's set up. I kind of like when it's like a tandem or it's like, you know, above it on the inside, like up here where this laundry is. Now, you only have so much space, so they wouldn't offer that. They're just going to bump it out to the side, but you usually see that on like Beazer Homes, Bloomfield Homes, Chesmar, like. But it also depends on the space, on the lot size. So sometimes the lot sizes you can't do it. You have to do it this way. Yeah, not really a lot of choices. Like this is the other thing with the builder. It's like some of these ones, okay, you don't go into as much depth with the builder. Like Highland Homes, American Legend, Perry, Tradition Homes. Like you're gonna have multiple meetings. You're gonna have multiple cabinetry meetings, or not multiple cabinetry meetings, but multiple meetings with low voltage, high voltage, different design center things, like a whole bunch of different structure design things you can change up. And I just find with like Beazer and some of these other builders, they're kind of just, this is what it is, which maybe makes the process a little bit easier for people, right? It's like, that's why I love going to eat at In-N-Out, is because when you show up to In-N-Out, it's just like, do you want a hamburger or do you want like double the hamburger? You know, there's not really many things to pick with. But then you go to like Sonic and you're like, my brain's melting. What do I do? What concoction, or like Taco Bell or some, I don't eat Taco Bell actually. Have I eaten Taco Bell before? I don't know. If I've eaten Taco Bell before, it was just a bean burrito. I'm not a fan of cheese, which that's the other thing. I was like, I've been working with some of my buyers. I was taking one guy out a couple weeks ago. We're looking at houses. And we go, you know, we look at a bunch of houses in one day. We got to stop for lunch, right? So I'll go eat lunch with my clients. And we were going to get some burgers. And I went up to order and I did no cheese. And he was like, no cheese. And I was like, no cheese. And he's like, that's insane. What do you mean you don't eat cheese? And I'm like, that's what I mean. I don't eat cheese. Now, will I have a pizza? Yeah. Will the pizza have cheese on it? Yeah. But it'll also have like jalapeno, mushroom. You know, we'll load that thing up with flavor. Like I can't just be a psycho eating a cheese pizza. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. Anyways, okay, I think there was another comment on here. Did I answer your question, Jonathan? I mean, there's things about this floor plan that I think are very basic. I mean, that's the builder that you're going with. I'm sure you were within a budget, trying to get within a community that was a good size as well. So I think there's a bunch of other factors to this. I do like how there's a bit of a curb appeal with this house, though, on the front with the porch. Now, whether or not you do the front porch, I guess that's up to you. Out of all of these elevations, I don't even know which one I like the most. I kind of like this one the most. I'd at least do the double wide car garage so you don't have like three separate doors. At least you'll have like two combined. But I saw another question about American Legend. Where was this? How is the quality between Tradition Homes versus American Legend? They're neck and neck in my opinion. Now, I do see American Legend use a little bit better quality things. Like within the shower, they'll do like a fiberglass kind of shower thing. Like Tradition Homes will just have like and I don't even know the right language on here to what that pad is, but they use sometimes within the showers, they're doing more fiberglass work within the American Legend Homes. Also, the American Legend Homes have a like higher end sheathing, I feel like. Like when I walk up to the Tradition Home sheathing, and this is like the sheathing is that outside that holds up, and then they lay the brick on top of that, and there's a barrier between both the sheathing and the brick in there. But I do find that American Legend puts a little bit more of a sturdy sheathing within their houses. I also noticed that they sometimes finish out a little bit more things in the garages, like paint the header that is like sometimes left unfinished or not painted with some other builders. Or like, really, here's the thing. If you have no idea what's going on with builders and you're just, tomorrow you wake up and you're like, I'm going to go walk through all these builders' houses, and you have no idea what's going on, right? I will say the one thing that is immediate sign that this builder is not as good as another builder is just walk into the garage and see if the garage is finished out. Okay, if you walk into the garage and the garage still has like tape and mudding on it and it doesn't have any actual like drywall to it or sheetrock or painted or something like that on it, okay, those are like the lower end builders. Okay, so that's usually the difference I can tell when I walk in. And I have some of those on my channel where I walk into the garage and it's not finished out. Okay, those ones are on the lower end. Man, I am really so depressed right now. I was really looking forward to this sweet tea. I was like, I'm going to save this for the live stream. I'm going to be able to drink it during the live. And it's gone. Such a Dan thing to do. Okay, what else we got to answer? Yeah, American Legend and Tradition Homes, both good on inspections. No problems. What else we got? See, I love this when multiple people get in and they kind of start talking back and forth to each other. It's like, I don't even have to do anything. You guys can just talk to each other and talk about what you guys are running into. Miss Ponderlit. Why are you tipping me? Is this for the sweet tea? Did you just give me money so I could go buy another sweet tea? Wow. Appreciate you. Thank you. I will go use that to get a sweet tea. Thank you. I can always count on Miss Ponderlit. Okay. I will. Okay, what else we got? That is hilarious. Can I like that? No, I can't like it. Okay, well, if I could like that comment, I would like it. Can I like this one? No, I have no idea how the chat works in YouTube. Kind of, not really. Okay, who else got questions? Did I answer everything? Toll Brother has 110K in Lexington, Highland, AL. Did someone else ask something about... Oh, wanted to get your opinion on Wilson Creek Meadows by Pulte. Yes, Pulte. Yes. No. That's how I feel about Pulte. Okay. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It'll be okay. But Pulte Homes, part. Why am I blanking here? Wilson Creek Meadows? Okay, I think that's what he said. Okay, here we go. So, this is where the neighborhood is. Now, right across the street, or like literally across the street, the new Salina Police Headquarters just got built there. Down the street from that is going to be where the Costco, the Lowe's, whole bunch of stuff's getting built in there. And then this neighborhood is also going to be right off of Collin County Outer Loop. The thing with this community is I like the homes that are on this further south side. I would just be careful as to not picking the houses like this row on Overlook. I mean, it's okay if you buy one here, but I don't recommend it as much because behind you is a rental community. So it's like renters in there with this. I believe this might be part of I believe that's the rental community in there. I think so. It might not. I think it is. Yeah, I think the Amvi or Amavi Salina, I think it also goes into here. If that's still part of the neighborhood with Wilson Creek Meadows, these homes are fine. But if it backs up to a different neighborhood, I don't really like that as much. I mean, there's not much I can say about Pulte. Like, hopefully they will build the house well. But I also think that comes down to you and building your rapport with the builder. Now, some of these builders, okay, will only give you updates through the sales agent periodically, like maybe every other week or every third week. Okay, I have some of these other builders like Tradition Homes, American Legend. Like, man, those people were going out of their way. Maybe they're not going out of their way. Maybe they're just doing their job and not being lazy. But they give updates like really good. We're not like feeling like you have to reach out for the update. Some of these other builders, they don't do it as well. So I think you need to set up expectations. But yeah, Pulte is going to be a little bit more on the basic standard side of things. I mean, they're going to offer you some upgrades here and there, but it's going to be like Beezer Homes where it's like just options and stuff. I don't think you can get to... if you're looking at like Pulte, Taylor Morrison, K. Hovnanian, First Texas Homes, David Weekley, I'd go with the David Weekley. Out of all of those, I kind of like rope all of those kind of in together, even though I kind of like the David Weekley just a little bit more than all those. But could you do updates on Salina? What's coming up around the parks at Wilson Creek, etc.? I know you did a video, but it's been a few months now. Any latest updates are much appreciated. Yeah, I think actually the next video I'm going to be doing is a Prosper update on new developments coming to Prosper or new communities. I'm just giving it a little bit more time on the Salina video. But what's really awesome right now is actually I posted, let me see how good it's doing. Let's see. Okay, so I posted a day ago that new communities coming soon to Frisco, Texas, and it almost has 1,000 views and 23 likes. That is one of the best videos I've ever done. And then 6 days before that, I uploaded that Fields Frisco 2024 update, and that's got like 700 views. So the past few days, I've been doing really good on posting stuff to you guys that you guys seem to really like. So that's been awesome. But yeah, I know those videos get like the most types of like engagement or whatnot, but I try to spread out. Like I try to do the home tours here and the new updates here and the new developments and the new communities, and then maybe just picking a specific builder and just what communities are they coming into, and just giving people a variety. They have a few lots that back into a retaining wall. Seeing your videos, I don't think you are a huge fan of those. What are cons? Okay, so when it comes to retaining walls, sometimes I actually don't mind the retaining wall in the backyard because it puts you and your neighbor at different heights, which will lead to better privacy. But that's sometimes. That is not all the time, okay? I don't like it when you walk into the backyard and you're met with the retaining wall within like 3 or 4 feet of like the house, or maybe 6 feet, okay? If it's a little bit further back there and the retaining wall is at least under 6 feet in your backyard, I don't think that's a huge deal. That's fine. The retaining walls that I hate the most are the ones that are in the front yards, which could just affect curb appeal later on and just be something that you have to maintenance later on into the future. In case the retaining wall in 20 years, 15 years from now, the retaining wall starts, rocks start cracking here and there. It might hurt the curb appeal of your home, where like a buyer walks up and they just immediately, their first impression is this house is going to have problems because the retaining wall is all jacked up. Back of the house, I don't care too much. Now, there are, and I believe I heard this from the builder right. I believe this is how it goes. Let's say that your house is up here, okay? And then let's say there's a neighbor behind you, right? Because there's no alleyways here, okay? So you're backed up to your neighbor and you're just like maybe 5 feet off like what their ground is because there's a retaining wall on the backside. You being on the higher side, okay, you are liable for that retaining wall. So even though that retaining wall is like actually in that other person's yard because that other person is seeing that retaining wall, you're the person that's actually in charge of that retaining wall. It seems like that would be a little bit backwards. I believe I got that correct. I think that's what the last builder told me over there at Star Trail when we were walking a house. But yeah, that's kind of the thing there, is that whatever side you're on, you're liable for it. So if it's in your backyard and you're looking at it, that would be something to ask the builder. I'm pretty sure it's that way where the other person has it. Now, if you're watching this video right now and you just come across this and you know the answer to that and you were told the opposite, please let me know down in the comments. But I just talked to the builder. I believe that's what they said. Okay, so Rita says, hi. How do you rate Normandy homes when compared to builders like Highland, Perry, Coventry, MI? So I would, if I had to rank all those, like if you gave me a list and were like, hey, Daniel, what are your top right here? I would say Highland, Perry, Coventry, Normandy, MI. I don't really see a huge difference between Normandy and MI. I walked a Southgate home today, and Southgate is supposed to be the luxury end of Normandy homes, but it is going to be a little bit more pricey, but I don't know, something about Green Brick Partners, like, I'm really only okay with their townhomes, to be honest, the CB Jenny townhomes. The center living homes are okay for the price point they're at and kind of what they have on the inside, but man, those Southgate homes and Normandy homes start getting really expensive, and I try to find the value. It's a lot of LVP, it's a lot of standard things. Very basic, I find, with the Normandy homes, even though they're a little bit pricey here and there. Now, the aesthetic of them is kind of with the trend. They have more of that flat, modern look, boxy look to them. Almost kind of like a trophy signature, right? And those are all the same builders. So you've got Normandy homes, trophy signature, center living, CB Jenny, Southgate. All of those people are owned by the same person, or at least the same publicly traded company. So they all kind of have the same feel when you get into them. Like if you just walk the inside of a Southgate home, it's actually kind of hard to tell the difference between that of a Normandy home, honestly, when I was walking through it. Unless you like really go crazy with the upgrades, which Southgate is going to allow you to do that. Normandy maybe just a little bit less. CB Jenny, it's not even going to, they're just going to have what it is and what's picked out on the inside for the townhomes. But my favorite builder right now is... And I don't like giving my favorite builder all the time, because then I don't want to skew you guys into like going to some, like, I don't know. From my experience, I really like American Legend. I really like Tradition Homes. Highland's been great too. They have all been fine. Perry's good. Coventry, I've heard some problems. I've seen some problems, dealt with some problems. MI Homes, they're going to present themselves like they're luxury, but... yeah, I don't know about that. Like when I walked into the MI home, they were like, oh yeah, we're a luxury home builder. And I was like walking, I was like, where? I was like, you know, that happens. Sometimes that happens, but hey, that's not on the sales agent. Like they're just selling homes here. They're just, you know, they're reading a script. It's okay. No worries. We don't fault them for that, you know? But yeah, in my homes, it's going to be on the lower end. But yeah, I would take a Highland, a Perry. Honestly, I think I like Perry in some aspects more than Highland homes sometimes. Like a Perry home on a 76-foot lot, or a Britain home. A Britain home on a 76 or bigger lots, I mean, those look really pretty. They're really nice. But Tradition Homes, I think, does good as well. Garage logic is interesting. Thanks for that. Yeah, just something to think about. I mean, these are the small things. I mean, you can also tell when you walk in, the door handles, how the doors feel, how the floors feel. Like if you go walk a tri-point home, if you go to the neighborhood of Paintree and you go walk a tri-point home versus a Normandy home, you're going to be like, wow, this Normandy home is ballin'. But then you go walk a Normandy home with a Highland home, you're going to be like, wow, this Highland home is ballin'. But they're all going to be at different price points. Last time when I tipped you, you were upset. Yes, you're not supposed to tip. You're not supposed to tip. Don't tip, Sam. Don't tip. Don't tip. I mean, I can't stop y'all. I mean, I'm not gonna. Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna go. I could. You know what? I could easily turn off the tips right now, but I'm not. But I am going to tell you not to tip. But I'm not going to turn it off. You know, I'm not going to turn it off. But I am going to tell you not to tip. Yeah. I didn't even know you could tip until I think one of you guys did tip that one time. Yeah. I'm the one that's supposed to be leaving tips for you guys. You guys aren't supposed to be leaving tips for me. Anyways. Okay, we got any other questions? This has been a good... I feel like we're learning something here. Anyone? These past couple live streams, I feel like we've been learning something. Yeah, that was me the first time you got tipped last year. Man, those were the days. Those were the days. I can think back to when. Those were the days. Things are moving quick over here in Salina Prosper. I don't know if some of you guys have been out there, but I mean, if you're driving out there for your builds or checking out the areas, they're already working on the tollway, which is crazy. It's all flat. Now the construction and the traffic around there is absolutely crazy. I really need to clean that sweet tea. Like, I really do need to clean that. But we got to keep going with the live stream. Anyone else got questions? Still got a little bit of barbecue. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, there's only more people moving to Salina. It's never going to stop. Like, this is literally only the beginning. Like, even driving down the Collin County outer loop down to the Parks of Wilson Creek, like, I remember when the Parks of Wilson Creek had just opened, and I would never see any cars around that area, and now every time I go up there, it's like, my goodness. Okay, so CM says, can you review Stone Ridge in Melissa, Texas? Yes, I can. I actually have a family living in Stone Ridge in Melissa, Texas. All right, let's do this. Let's actually go here. All right, let me show everyone where Melissa, Texas is. I'm guessing that maybe you're new to my channel. I have talked about this neighborhood quite a few times in my live streams because I do have people that come in and they ask me about Melissa, Texas. Right now, I like these neighborhoods over on this side better than some of these neighborhoods. Like, you might say, like, oh, Liberty's over there. It's a huge master plan community. But, like, over in this area is where that landfill is. So I kind of like I would like to just be further away from that. And I like where these are located for, like, getting onto 75 and traveling down to Dallas. Now, the community itself, it's only going to have, like, a couple walking trails in a park area. They are building some of these lots with no neighbor on the backside, which should bring some privacy in some aspects, but you have to be careful because some of that land might get sold off and then all of a sudden there's another development behind you that isn't trees or something. Can you, HOA in here, I think it's going to be around like $600 per year. It's going to be a low HOA. It's also going to have a tax rate of like 2.1 something. Might be a little bit less actually over in that area. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. Also might have changed over the past year. Now Taylor Morrison is within there. And yeah, they're just going to be a builder. So that's, they're not going to be like the highest quality. They're also not going to be the lowest quality, but they're just going to be, they're within that price point, and it's going to be a lot more standard things on the inside. They are going to have like an upgrade design center thing that you can do, but it's kind of limited on some stuff. So I don't mind some of their floor plans though. Like the Peridot model, there's another one I think that starts with a T. Can't quite remember. But I like where this neighborhood is located. So, and it's also across the street from, or I guess down the street from Buc-ee's. So almost to Buc-ee's. Yes, you drive on that bumpy country road to go to Parks at Wilson Creek. I roll on floor laughing, watching that video. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad I can entertain someone. Okay, so Shaw says, can you please review Hillside Village, Salina? Okay, so Hillside Village is going to have Shattuck homes, and they're going to have, I'm blanking here, they're going to have History Maker, but those History Makers are going to be 40-foot lots. Shattuck and Coventry are going to be within there. I like where this neighborhood is located, to be honest. I don't mind this being right off Preston Road. It does back up to a Brookshire's. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, it does back up to a grocery store. So maybe these north lots, maybe you're not, but I still think that's fine. Like I don't think that's a problem. These south-facing ones on the north, I don't think those are bad. It's gonna come with a small little community center. Not gonna have like a huge nature feel to it. It's really just gonna be a whole bunch of homes packed into this big rectangle here. But I like where it's located because you're right off Preston Road. If you need to shoot down into the Gates of Prosper and all that, pretty simple. If you need to go hop on Dallas Moore Tollway, it's not going to take too long. I like where this neighborhood is located, and they're also putting in 55-foot lots or 60-foot lots. At least they're just not all doing 40, so there's going to be a little bit bigger. Now, the History Maker, 40-foot lots in there, I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But Hillside Village, I like where that area is at. I would probably stick more towards the interior lots. This Robinson Road, even though it is a small 1-lane, this could turn into like a 2-lane road or just be a louder road later on in the future. It's just something to think about, right? There's also a power, like telephone poles or power line structure that goes on the east side of this neighborhood, so I'd be careful with that too. There's also, I mean, it's called Hillside Village for a reason. So I think on that video, there's quite a bit of retaining walls. I try to go for a lot that doesn't really have much of a retaining wall to it, but then again, you also don't want to be at the bottom of the hill with all the retaining walls because then all that water is flooding down into you, and you don't really want that for your foundation. All right. What are your thoughts on Olivia Clark homes? I see them building townhomes, semi-custom, and homes on acre lots. Yeah, they build different. So I think Olivia Clark, they're kind of new to the area in some aspects compared to like Highland Homes and some of these other builders. Olivia Clark does have some cool features within the houses. I don't think they're like the best custom built, right? I think you can find like a fully custom builder on those 1 acre lots that are going to be better than Olivia Clark, but maybe not as good on the pricing side of things. So you can build a 1 acre. Now the townhomes that Olivia Clark builds, the townhomes that I like the most are, believe it or not, Perry Homes builds townhomes. They don't build them around here, but they do build them out in like Fort Worth. I do really like Perry Home townhomes, and I like Highland Home townhomes. The other ones that are okay are CB Ginny. I actually put Olivia Clark above CB Ginny, but I do like Olivia Clark and kind of the feel of those homes. Some of those, I like the feel of them, but the look of them, some of them just have too much siding on the exterior, which kind of just reminds like, where are we in Oregon? But then again, that's kind of the trend. Like people are going for that farm style, but I think there's kind of there's like a sweet spot in there where it's not too farmy and it's still a bit modern, and it'll be a little bit more timeless. And if any of you guys aren't working with an agent right now, I am a licensed agent, would love to work with you as well. Here's my contact affirmation in the chat. I'm gonna leave it right here. And if you guys want to contact me, if you guys have any other questions, because we're about to be done with this live stream today, because I definitely have to clean up that sweet tea. Okay. Will Salina look like Frisco or Prosper? I don't know. I have no idea. Be interesting to see. I'll be sitting on the sidelines watching it with all of you. So I have no idea what the plans are for Salina. I do imagine that Salina is going to look at what Prosper and Frisco are doing and take out the goods and leave the bads. So I do think Salina has an opportunity to set themselves up better with like their downtown area, their what the communities look like on the inside. They're going to put a lot more master plan communities into Salina than I think any other community. And when I talk about master plan communities, I mean these huge communities that you just didn't quite. You saw some of them in some areas here and there, but man, not on the scale with the amount of amenities, ponds. I mean, the way they're building the lagoons, the way they're building them now, it's like insane with the amount of amenities. But that goes back into that. Why are the HOAs so expensive? Because there's just so much stuff they're offering out there as well. All right, we got 12 people watching. Anyone else got questions? Okay, so I think this all depends on, I can break this down real quick. So this also depends on my business. Like, I also have to have a fine line of like, I can't just come out and say, hey, this is what I do to everyone, because everything's different. So sometimes I have to be kind of careful on what I say on YouTube, because I don't want to box myself in a corner, because there's just different negotiations. There's different price range homes. Sometimes I'm doing deals with multiple people. What I'll say is this. If the builder is offering me a bonus that bonus gets floated back to my buyers. Okay, that's number one. So if like they're offering 3% with a $5,000 bonus or a 1% bonus or something like that, that gets floated back to my buyers. After that, it depends on the price of the home. So I have some deals where I give 1.5% back at closing. I give 2% back at closing, as long as the builder, which they typically are doing, unless you're going to buy a Lennar home, where they're only going to pay a 1% buyer agent. These other builders, American Legend, Highland, all of them, they will pay a 3% buyer agent commission, and then usually I'm splitting that in half, or I'm giving 1% back. Or sometimes I'm not giving any money back because there's other kind of things that are going into it. You can get a limited service agent and you can get a full service agent. I'm more on the side of a full service agent, even though I do charge more of a limited service on my fee. So that's kind of how that works. But like I said, it all depends on the price of the home too. Right, a $5 million house is going to look a lot different than a $500,000 house on what that gets charged. And it also depends on like if you're a build from scratch, and I'm not just an agent where like you're going to sign a contract with me. Like I'm going to walk my builds about every other week. So that's the thing too is, I'm a little bit more hands-on. So, I have people call me and they just want to use me as a signature on a piece of paper, and those are usually the people buying like Lennar homes or D.R. Horton homes or something. I'm just like, that's not really my clientele, I would say. I'm kind of working with buyers that want to go after really good builders within really good communities. So I guess I don't know what's normal and what's to be expected. Like I can't tell you what's normal. That'd probably start getting into like antitrust issues if I told you what the standard you should make, right? Like, or what a agent should make. But I would say like 3% is what the builders are offering. I think if you have a really good agent, that agent is probably offering something else back at closing towards you. But that also depends on the deal and how much work that agent has had to do or will be doing if it's like a build from scratch. It's all about setting expectations too. Like there's levels to it. So I guess it just kind of depends. But hopefully that answered that. Got it. Understand. Okay. Okay. I think that's it. But yeah, if you guys want to work together and want me to help represent or answer some questions for you or work with you in the builder, just send me a text. Even if you're already working with an agent and you have like one question, I'll answer that one question. Just don't keep coming back to me because you can go ask your agent for that. Go talk to them. But yeah, I can answer questions pretty quickly if you just come in with one, if you're already working with someone. But is that where we're ending it? I don't see any other questions coming through. Miss Ponderlit, by the way, I got a peek of my house in your Perry Homes video at the Parks in Wilson Creek. That's all I can say on YouTube. Uh-oh. Sneaky. If that's the case, then you're probably right next door to my build that's going in. Because that's also where I have a family moving into. They just got done with their landscaping. Okay. I don't see any other questions coming in. No one? We'll give it like 30 more seconds. God, I can't believe I spilled that tea. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. Just know when I get off this live stream, I will be cleaning my mess of tea for the next 20 minutes. Just think about me after I end this. Just prayers up. All right, no one else is leaving anything, so I guess you guys are just listening to me talk. But that's all I got. That's all I got for today. So, we feel good about it? All right, next Wednesday. All right, take care, y'all. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be here 5 o'clock. So, tell your neighbor, tell your mom, tell your dog, tell whoever you see at Walmart or HEB the next time you go grocery shopping. We're doing live streams on Wednesdays. This is my point, okay? The live streams are on Wednesdays at 5 now. I know previously, over a month ago, I was doing them on Sundays. We're doing them back on Wednesdays. I think more people are figuring it out. We had 12 people join today, or at least I think actually 39 people joined today. But like we had a good stash of people for a minute there watching like 12 people all at one time. So that was good. And then I think some of you guys kind of answered each other or helped each other too. So that's kind of cool to see. All right. Anyways, bye guys. I will see you hopefully next Wednesday.